What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new episode of the 8 Below Show. Welcome everyone to 8 Below. Thanks for being here, guys, to the best entertainment-related show here on YouTube. And I'm super excited about our episode here today. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get into it. The Xbox Game Showcase has concluded, guys, and with that, I want to give you guys my reaction to the showcase as a whole. So let's get right into it, guys. You all know that I'm a big Xbox fan. I love PlayStation, I love Nintendo. Xbox has a place dear to my heart because it was the first console I ever owned. And so with that, I've been hoping to see, the continued success, but really a major comeback for Xbox, even though I believe that Xbox One had a disastrous launch, and then, over time, they've kind of redeemed themselves with the Xbox One X and things of that nature. But I think that Xbox is making a significant push, as we could have seen from the Xbox Game Showcase, of all of their different exclusives, everything that they're working on, which is a lot. And a lot of things coming at launch, things coming at Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass, which is absolutely huge. I think it's a game changer. Xbox at this point is the front runner of the Netflix of gaming, in my opinion, because of Xbox Game Pass. Now, we don't know what, of course, PlayStation's going to be doing and Nintendo and such, but Xbox Game Pass has proven a very good formula for Xbox, and I think moving into the Xbox Series X, I'm hoping to see more of the same. So really quickly though, guys, when it comes to my reactions, first of all, talking about the console itself, we didn't really get much new information regarding whether, when the release date was going to be coming out for the Xbox Series X, which I wish we did. However, I think Xbox very well may be waiting until PlayStation reveals theirs so that they can kind of market it in one way or another. This is going to be another war, guys, between the Xbox and PlayStation. PlayStation has really owned, the console wars for a while now. Nintendo, of course, has done an incredible job, though, of selling, millions of copies themselves. But between Xbox and PlayStation, PlayStation has had the upper hand for a while. Xbox is going to want to make sure that their marketing, as well as when they release, is somewhere maybe before, maybe even a little bit after PlayStation. It's hard to say. I would think they would want to get out ahead of when the PlayStation releases. But with that, guys, talking about the games, and let me tell you, overall, guys, there were some things that I was a little bit let down by, but things I was more so even overwhelmed by as well. So let's get into the first one. Big one, guys, Halo Infinite, of course. I'm a huge Halo fan, guys. I absolutely love this franchise. Halo 5 was a step in the wrong direction, but with any franchise out there, I think we can all agree that there's going to be peaks and valleys within a franchise. We see it with Call of Duty. We see it with these long, standing franchises out there. There's peaks and valleys. Not every game is going to be great. And I think that 343 Industries notices that. And I think that they are making, certain strides to make sure that Halo Infinite is a much better experience than that of Halo 5. However, guys, I was a little bit underwhelmed. I was hoping to see a little bit more. Now, that being said, all the different things that we see within Halo Infinite look really great. I love the open world elements to Halo Infinite, which will, obviously be making videos here in the future about Halo Infinite. You guys can check out all of that content here on the YouTube channel. But I love the open world concepts. I love the variety of weaponry that you have. The grapple, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm really glad that Sprint is back. That was something a lot of people wanted to go away, to kind of go back to the roots of Halo. But I totally disagree. Sprint is something that, keeps it somewhat realistic in this realm, in my personal opinion. I like the faster, play styles and such that come with it. We'll have to see what other abilities you get throughout the course of the campaign, the multiplayer, and, so on and so forth. But overall, I gotta say that I was underwhelmed because even though they added some things like the open world elements, grapple, being able to, of course, see all the different weapons that, that they had within the mission that they were showing us. Overall, guys, I wish that they would have shown us a little sneak peek of the multiplayer, which I know they're stating that they're going to show us at another time. But I think just the sample size we got, even though it's great to see, kind of what they've been working on, I would have liked to see some multiplayer. I would have liked to see maybe even Forge mode, possibly even a Battle Royale mode, which we don't know if those things are coming, obviously, guys, like a Battle Royale mode. But I think that with the landscape and the ever-changing landscape that is gaming, I think it would have been really nice to see Halo Infinite kind of accept this, this idea, right? Of a battle royale. And I think they could do a lot of really cool things with that. Maybe, merging the BR and the Forge mode in a way could have been something really interesting to integrate. But nonetheless, guys, overall, I was a little bit underwhelmed, even though the graphics look incredible. The open world elements are awesome. And it looks like the different weaponry and sprint and such. I'm really excited about that stuff. I'm going to be excited about this game no matter what. I just was a little bit underwhelmed by what they showed us, guys, with the build-up that they're kind of been leading us to believe with this. I was a little underwhelmed. But that leads me to the next thing, guys. I'm not going to go over every single game here. I'm just going to kind of get the highlights of what I really appreciated and some of the things that I was underwhelmed by. But overall, what I will say, guys, is the game that I actually am probably the most excited about is State of Decay 3. And here's the catch, is State of Decay is a franchise I've known about for years, but it's this franchise I never have played at this point in time. And so after watching the trailer, I got this feeling of, this unnerving feeling, this terrifying feeling within State of Decay 3. And it actually has convinced me to play the other ones. And so I'm definitely going to start doing playing the other games, guys. And I got to say, it was the best surprise, really, for me, just by watching that trailer, got me incredibly excited about playing State of Decay 3. It was the first one, like I said, that really got me to want to plunge into this franchise. And I got a real The Last of Us kind of feel within this game. I love the segment of in the beginning of the trailer when the girl screams at the wolf, and then later on the deer screams at her. And I just loved the way the trailer was constructed. I think it was one of the best actually that they showed at the Xbox Game Showcase, in my personal opinion. You guys also know I love horror games, so I was really excited. Just really excited about this game in particular. And I can't wait to get my hands on now with the other State of Decay games. So State of Decay, guys, was a real surprise. I mean, I was very excited about that one, to say the least. And then that leads me, guys, into Obsidian, who, of course, guys, they're known for a number of different games. They announced Grounded, or I guess Grounded was already announced previous to the Xbox Game Showcase. However, they showed us more footage of that, which I think is an interesting concept. I love the concept of Grounded. I'm not going to say that it's something that really intrigues me that much. I just love the concepts that they kind of put together for Grounded. And it looks like it might be a fun game just to kind of, a chill game to kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy. But Obsidian also announced Avowed, which is a game that really feels to me like Obsidian's take on Skyrim or Elder Scrolls as a whole. And so when I saw this trailer, it looks very interesting to me, and I gotta say, with the graphics and such, it looks pretty good. And it's interesting the Obsidian is going in this direction, especially because Elder Scrolls 6, of course, was announced. It looks like they're trying to take on Elder Scrolls in a major way here, and I'm excited about that. I can't wait to learn more about Avowed. This is a game that could very well be the next big RPG out there. It's going to be interesting, guys, and I can't wait to see more. So that was a real pleasant surprise, in my opinion, to see something like that. And then that leads me into a couple of games that I was hoping to see more of, or at least announced, but we didn't. So I was a little bit underwhelmed with the talks of, further things that are being integrated into Gears 5. And of course, guys, we've talked on the YouTube channel about Gears 6, and we know that the Coalition is working on Gears 6. It would have been nice to see something, not necessarily like a full-blown announcement of Gear 6, but I think it would have been really nice to see kind of just like the things that they're continuing to do to Gears 5. Even though they're adding operations and such, they've said in the past that they were going to add tons of new content in a major way to Gears 5 throughout the course of 2020. And so I think we wanted to hear more of that outside of like the operations, and we just didn't get that, unfortunately. Gear 6 will probably see an announcement for, I would say, guys, probably next year, probably at the minimum, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. The other one, though, that was a real bummer to me that we were really hoping to see was Perfect Dark, as far as a Perfect Dark reboot. And there were a couple of moments throughout the Xbox Game Showcase where a trailer would come out, it would be like a world premiere or something, and I kind of got this idea or this thought in my mind, maybe this is the Perfect Dark, trailer or world premiere, and it ended up not being. None of them ended up being that. I believe one of them was Warhammer 40,000. I thought maybe this was going to be the Perfect Dark trailer somehow or another, and it ended up being, Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide, I believe it was called. But nonetheless, Perfect Dark was another letdown for me that we did not get that trailer, at least just a logo, an announcement, or something. But that leads me into the last big announcement, guys. At the very end of the Xbox Game Showcase, we got a Fable sneak peek from Playground Games. And guys, what I got to say about that is I'm excited. It kind of reminds me of the Elder Scrolls 6 reveal, where they kind of just gave us like this this shot of almost like a drone shot of a landscape, and they kind of did that in Fable. They kind of integrated a few things into it outside of that, but I thought that just the idea that they're working on a Fable game, which we do know, this has been 100% confirmed now, but we thought that before they were certainly working on a new Fable game, but this gives us confirmation, and that's incredibly exciting. Now, there's been people that have, compared the Xbox Game Showcase to PlayStation and what PlayStation did with their showcase. And I gotta say, guys, there's pros and cons to each. I will say that Xbox Game Showcase, I felt that some of the games that they showed, they weren't as they didn't, show enough, or, they weren't as heavy hitters. Like, I was really hoping Halo Infinite was gonna blow us out, blow us out of the water, essentially. And it didn't do that. And I know that they had stated that it was going to be a campaign reveal, which is great, but I just would have really liked to see, I feel like if they would have announced like a BR mode, if they would have showed us Forge mode, if they would have really built the excitement, I think that would have been great. Some of their other games, though, they did show, a little bit. I think Xbox, what they wanted to do with their showcase was show all of the different exclusives that are coming out and just all the games that are coming out at launch. And so they wanted to have like a little segment of time for each of those games, and there's a lot of games coming out. PlayStation was more like reserved on, we're going to show like, this many games, and each one is going to have a specific segment of time that they're able to kind of dedicate to it. And so there's pros and cons to each of those. Sometimes if you spend more time on one game is a good thing. It kind of convinces you to try it out or whatever the case might be. With Xbox, though, they just wanted to show the sheer amount of stuff that is coming out. So there's pros and cons to each of it. I love the Xbox Game Showcase. I like the PlayStation Showcase. I thought they were both, pretty good overall. There were peaks and there were valleys, just like with any of these showcases, guys. But I'm excited nonetheless about a lot of these games that are coming out. I'll be sure to give you guys more content on a lot of these games. All the games I'm talking about right now that I'm reacting to, you guys can expect that content here on the YouTube channel. But let me know, what did you guys think about the Xbox Game Showcase? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's have a real conversation about it. I thought the best constructed trailer in all of the Xbox Game Showcase, in my personal opinion, guys, was State of Decay 3. This is a franchise that I have not played. I have not played the first two. I've been kind of intrigued to try it out. I've had friends say that they're really good games, but I just haven't made the plunge into this franchise as of yet. And you would think that me being a massive horror fan of horror movies as well as horror games, I would have tried this game out. And I just have not at this point. However, that is definitely going to change after watching the State of Decay 3 reveal trailer, guys. Something that I am extremely excited about. This is quickly becoming one of my most anticipated games now, because look, State of Decay 3 looks like it's taking a page out of the Last of Us book at this point in time, and I am incredibly excited about that. This is a game, this looks like it's Xbox's take on The Last of Us. And we're not saying from a story perspective and all of that, guys, it's going to be better than The Last of Us. However, I've got to play the first two games to kind of give you guys my thoughts, because The Last of Us, the first one, as far as The Last of Us Remastered, is one of my favorite games. It's on my top 5 greatest games of all time list. So it's got a lot to live up to. But what I'm going to say about this trailer is this. It's just a reveal trailer, but from what we've seen so far, I just love the way that the trailer was constructed. From the very beginning, you see the girl screams at the wolf, and the wolf runs away or kind of moves away. And then later in the trailer, you see her walking down, that path, and she's got that crossbow. And then she looks up into a little area that's got, it looks, snow covered, and there is, of course, a wolf lying there dead, and you have a deer eating at it, or a zombie infested deer, and the deer screams at her. I just love the way it was constructed. She screams at the wolf, the deer screams at her, and it's like that same, the way that she screamed at the wolf, it looks like that same wolf might have been the one that was taken out by this, zombie infested deer. Nonetheless, I just love the construction of the trailer as a whole. So let's break this thing down, guys. So State of Decay 3, like I said, I believe it's trying to be The Last of Us for Xbox, essentially. And I love it. I absolutely love that. I think that what we've learned with The Last of Us is that the horror genre is a very... this is a genre, whether you're talking movies, whether you're talking games, that there are people who want to play them. People love to just be, jump out of their seats. People love to be terrified while playing a game. And I gotta say, with The Last of Us Part 2, even the first Last of Us, very unnerving experiences throughout the course of it. And I gotta say, with State of Decay 3, it looks like some more of the same when it comes to that tension, that sheer terror that they're trying to build in this setting. Now, obviously, I have to play the first two, give you guys an initial, my synopsis of what I believe, the State of Decay 3 is really going to be all about and such. I don't know anything about the story, but from an outsider's perspective, looking in, this game is one of my most anticipated that has come out of the Xbox Game Showcase, and I'm incredibly excited to learn more. I want to start seeing some gameplay. I would love to, of course, go back and I want to play the first two. I want to play them in order, and just so I understand where the story is. I don't know if they're trying to go in order, whatever the case might be. But State of Decay 3, guys, I gotta say, I love that there is a team, and this is a game that is competing against one of the juggernauts that we have seen, guys, for PlayStation, but on the Xbox side of things. I love it. I love that competition, the competitive nature that is Xbox versus PlayStation, and even the games at this point. And State of Decay obviously is on its third game, but I do think that they are taking a significant approach to be like The Last of Us, but on Xbox. And they want to, of course, be themselves, but I just love it, guys. I love the trailer. I loved everything about it, and I'm excited to get my hands on. When can I play this thing? I just can't wait, guys. I'll be sure to give you guys more information as it comes out for State of Decay 3. And so let me know, guys, are you guys excited about State of Decay 3? What do you guys think about that trailer that was revealed? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more State of Decay 3 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. The Xbox Game Showcase has passed, and with that has also passed an opportunity to reveal the Perfect Dark reboot. And with that, guys, I want to talk about where is the Perfect Dark reboot at this point. Well, here's the thing. We stated a couple of days ago that all of the different Xbox game studios, and we kind of got a reveal of what they're working on. And of course, you had the Coalition, who are working on Gear 6. You also had that they are helping out with the Perfect Dark reboot. And a number of these other studios are helping each other on different projects. And a couple of the studios are working on the Perfect Dark reboot. And so it's pretty much been confirmed at this point, guys, that Perfect Dark and the Perfect Dark franchise is going to come back at some point or another. Unfortunately, we didn't get a logo. We didn't get, a reveal whatsoever of that title. It's probably still a ways away. However, what I will say is we will probably be getting the Perfect Dark reboot as far as, confirmation, as far as like a reveal and such, probably next year. There's a possibility it'll happen this year, but I feel that maybe they'll just wait until the next Xbox Game Showcase, because this game might still be, a couple of years away, to say the least. And so with that, they want to make sure it's done well, it's done right. And so I think that we'll have to wait a little bit longer for it at this point in time, guys. Here's the thing. the fact of the matter is that Perfect Dark is on that image, the Xbox Game Showcase as far as the studios and what they're working on. And so it's there in a number of areas. And what we'll say about that is this. I'm pretty sure at this point, there's definitely a couple of studios working on it at this point in time. And they are probably certainly somewhere in development. And the same can be said with, the coalition with like Gear 6. They still might be a couple years away from Gear 6 coming out. But the fact of the matter is they are working on it right here, right now. Now, hopefully, Perfect Dark, the reboot, doesn't get canceled or something. That would be the worst case scenario. But what I do think is this, guys. We can rest assured that the Perfect Dark reboot is coming at some point. We didn't get a logo like we got with like Fable. We didn't get a really quick, reveal of the Perfect Dark game. But I do think, guys, that we will be seeing at some point in the future. Whether it's not this year, I do think next year, probably like Xbox Game Showcase next year in 2021, we would certainly see something about Perfect Dark and the Perfect Dark reboot. Not all's lost, guys. Many people are upset that they didn't get to see the Perfect Dark reboot, but the Xbox Game Showcase this year was all about Halo Infinite, pretty much. Halo Infinite was the focal point. They showed off, of course, State of Decay 3. They showed off Forza. They showed off a number of games, right? They showed off a ton of different games, and so they may make the focal point of next year Perfect Dark, the reboot, either that or maybe even Gear 6, who knows? But I do think that it is going to have some play here in the foreseeable future. I'll be sure to give you guys more information as it comes out, guys, but don't lose hope that Perfect Dark will never come back, because I do believe it's coming. I believe it's confirmed. I believe that they are absolutely working on it at this point in time. But let me know, guys. Does the Perfect Dark reboot not being announced at the Xbox Game Showcase here in 2020 kind of leave you wondering if it's even going to happen at all? Or do you think we're just going to have to wait until later this year or next year? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Perfect Dark content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. Avowed has been revealed to us, guys, as Obsidian's newest RPG title, and what I will say about it is I gotta say, guys, I'm pretty excited on this take from Obsidian, because this is a game that looks a lot like a Elder Scrolls title. And so in my opinion, Avowed is Obsidian's take on of course, Elder Scrolls, or it's kind of another way that they are trying to compete against none other than Bethesda's Elder Scrolls. And this is a really interesting thing. Here's why. When we look at, guys, the landscape of gaming as it is, it seems like the console wars are heating up in a way that we have not seen ever, and I'll tell you why. Xbox and PlayStation, the console wars, guys, between these two have been something to really witness. Xbox was the bigger console way back in the day, and now PlayStation has really kind of taken the throne from Xbox. And ever since, Xbox has tried to kind of regain that ground and kind of make a comeback in a way that it kind of becomes the king of the consoles and kind of reclaim the throne. Well, with that, guys, the big way that we're going to see who wins is going to be really based upon the exclusives. And because, look, at the end of the day, it looks like the console exclusives are going to be the, kind of the backbone of these consoles. What gets you to buy a PlayStation? What gets you to buy an Xbox? It's not necessarily going to be, oh, well, I'm going to buy an Xbox because I can play Call of Duty on that. Well, you can also play Call of Duty on PlayStation. So what I'm getting at is you're going to pick which console you buy based upon which exclusives are coming out. Which games do you like more? Are you a Halo, a Gears of War kind of guy, a Fable guy or girl? Or are you a Last of Us, a God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding type of guy or girl? Whatever the case might be, you've got consoles on either side. And even then, of course, Nintendo, add that into the mix here. it's really going to come down to the exclusives are going to determine who wins and who loses here. Now, at the end of the day, not everyone, it's not necessarily who wins and who loses, because they're all technically going to be winners, because the Xbox as well as the PlayStation are going to sell a lot of consoles, guys. They're going to sell a ton of games, so on and so forth. Well, with that, Avowed, this, take on Obsidian, or by Obsidian, I feel like they are trying to really go up against Bethesda. And another comparison is State of Decay 3. Looks like it's going to be trying to take on The Last of Us Part 2, or The Last of Us as a whole. You're looking at Xbox exclusives, and then you look at PlayStation exclusives, and each one is kind of vying to get your eyeballs or get you to start playing, that particular game. And I love it. I love seeing everyone's trying to do their best work. And I think they do their best work when we're looking at exclusives, and it gets you to almost want to buy all the consoles. And that's probably what's going to happen to a lot of people when these consoles do release, because there's going to be reason to buy the PlayStation 5. There's going to be reason to buy the Xbox Series X. And so what I'm getting at, guys, is added competition, even though it kind of oversaturates the market to a degree, it also is really good to have that healthy competition, because everyone's trying to do their best work. All of the studios are trying to do their absolute best. And not that that's really changed, but you see Xbox buying all of these different studios. You see PlayStation or Sony kind of doing something similar, and you see they've greenlit all these different projects. Now, when we look at the exclusives, I believe Xbox right now, they've got more exclusives that they're working on than Sony and PlayStation. However, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily better games overall. I just think there's going to be more variety at the end of the day. And so with that, Avowed is a game that looks like it's a take on Elder Scrolls. And now, sure, Bethesda, guys, is going to be not exclusive to one, a console or another, but Elder Scrolls is going to be a massive game, I think. I think it's going to be a really big game. Now, whether or not, they're going to make the same mistake that they did with Fallout 76, I'm hoping that they don't do that. I hope that this is going to be a real continuation of this franchise moving forward, that being, of course, moving into, the next generation hardware and such, and we might be years away from it. Avowed may be coming, sooner. And so obviously Obsidian's got an opportunity to take some of those eyeballs away from Elder Scrolls 6 and kind of start building a fan base around Avowed, which could be something really special. I'm just giving you guys kind of the thoughts process that I'm getting here, because I'm getting the same vibe with State of Decay 3. I look at that trailer and I'm thinking, okay, they're going to try to take eyeballs away from The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2 in particular, the latest in the franchise. So there's just this real war going on between the consoles. It's similar to the streaming wars, guys, like with Netflix and Apple TV, Disney Plus. It is going on right here, right now in the console wars between Xbox and PlayStation. Xbox is winning in certain areas. PlayStation is winning in certain areas. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens moving forward. I love the direction both these companies are going, because I think the best work that they're going to do is when there's that significant competition being displayed to all of us. And so I'm excited, guys. Avowed looks to be a special title that I can't wait to learn more about as we get closer. And so I'll be sure to keep you guys up to speed as that information comes out. But it's really cool to also see Obsidian not just working on Grounded, but also working on Avowed. Pretty special stuff, guys. And I'll be sure to keep you guys all up to speed as more information comes out. Let me know in the comment section down below who's winning the console wars after the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 release. And what do you guys think of Avowed on their take on maybe an Elder Scrolls title? Are they trying to really compete here against Elder Scrolls? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Avowed content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. And with that being said, everyone, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of the 8 Below Show. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.